Now on CoastTV News.
Special election set for the seat vacated by Stell Parker-Selby. The next steps ahead of the big race.
Tent troubles.
But that's the new law, all right?
Ocean City lifeguards enforcing new rules this holiday weekend.
Offshore wind battle, a crucial decision made by a judge today.
This is CoastTV News at 6.
Voters line up ready to learn about candidates for a special election. Good evening. I'm Madeline Overturf.
And I'm Charlie Sakaitis. Welcome to our News at 6. We begin tonight with a forum on that election happening in just a few minutes.
It's a story you saw first on Coast TV. There will be a special election August 5th for the seat vacated by Stell Parker-Selby. The winner will serve as District 20, which map you see on your screen here. They'll be their representative until Election Day 2026. Now tonight, Democrats will select their candidate after a forum. And we know who's running for the Republicans, but the Democratic candidate, we're going to know very, very soon. That's where Coast TV News reporter Emma Aiken is live in Lewis. And Emma, the forum happening in just a matter of minutes.
Maddie, we're at the Lewis Public Library where several of those 5 Democratic candidates have already started arriving, as well as a lot of people, and they will all be joining the public forum here at 6:30. Now let's take a look at those 5 candidates. Alona Berry, who says she's focused on creating opportunity for every family to thrive. Lewis Councilman Joe Elder, who has a history of working in education. Milton Councilwoman Randy Meredith, who says she aims to improve infrastructure and affordable housing. Ruby Schaefer, a business owner, who says she aims to prioritize infrastructure accountability, and Keith Steck, who aims to address environmental social justice and overdevelopment. And we spoke with some people just a few minutes ago in District 20 attending the forum who say this is important.
It's important to know who the candidates are, and since this is a special election, it's such a compressed time frame. So this is a way to find out who wants that position, find out their issues, and it'll help down the road to make the right decision.
The forum goes until 8:30, and then Democrats will make a decision about who the candidate will be for the special election in just a month. And we will have updates on Coast TV News at 11. Reporting live in Georgetown, Emma Aiken, Coast TV News.
Whomever the Democratic nominee is, they will face off against Republican Nikki Miller. The former Cape Henlopen principal was selected as the Republican nominee this week. She lost the seat to Parker-Selby by just 275 votes in 2024.
Let's talk about how we got here. Stell Parker-Selby resigned from her post as District 20's representative last week. Parker-Selby had been absent every day of the legislative session after politicians say she suffered a major stroke in the winter. Stell Parker-Selby had been in office since 2022. The beloved educator famously flipped the longtime Republican seat that year. There's roughly 23,000 voters in District 20, which covers Harbison, Milton, Lewis, and parts of Georgetown. 2 separate housing developments by the same applicant will have over 250 new homes. Adding those to the Pettyjohn Road area you see on your screen, Symphony Glen and Windscape Farms. Sussex County Planning and Zoning approving both projects with conditions. Coast TV's Christina D. Robertis in the newsroom. Christina, the developments are adjacent, but there are some big differences.
Yes, and Symphony Glen is the larger of the 2 projects. It calls for 219 homes across more than 100 acres of land, and right next door, Windscape Farms would add another 49 homes on 26 acres. We did hear from a lot of locals today with mixed opinions on the developments, but I want you to hear from Kevin Gilmore with the Sussex County Habitat for Humanity. He explains what makes one of the projects really unique.
Developer approached us and had an idea of trying to figure out how to incorporate houses that are more affordable into a larger context of a plan and think about it as maybe a model for other developers as well. We started talking about it and ended up with 9 lots.
So Milton already has 5 Habitat for Humanity homes in town, but not in a subdivision like this. And the Symphony Glen plans, they also call for $500 per lot to be donated to the local fire department. So that would total more than $100,000 for the Milton Fire Department. Back to you guys.
A lawsuit against U.S. Wind's plans for an offshore wind farm in Ocean City moving forward. A judge denied U.S. Wind's request to dismiss the case. That lawsuit brought by the town of Ocean City and 34 co-plaintiffs, challenging the legality of the Bureau of Energy Management's approval to the Maryland offshore wind project. We have an article on this with more information. It's right now up on CoastTV.com.
And staying in Ocean City, let's take a live look outside there and turn it over to our first alert meteorologist, Chris Mastrobuono, who's in for Paul tonight. And Chris, you keep saying the 4th is going to be just spectacular.
It really is. I mean, if you check all the boxes for July here on Delmarva, yes, it's actually going to be a little cooler tomorrow, believe it or not, a couple degrees. Most of us hitting the low 90s, plenty of sunshine out there in Milford, still holding at 90, still on the muggy side as we await our cold front. 90 in Rehoboth, 90 Bethany Beach. We're at 89 in Logneck, 89 in Delmar, and 89 in Salisbury. See, dew points generally upper 60s, still seeing a few 70s on the board, but that's going to be changing in the overnight. We are dry, free of any precipitation, pretty active northeastern Pennsylvania, pushing into New York as we await this cold front sliding southward, making a beeline for Delmarva. Temperature right now in the 80s, falling into the 70s through the overnight with mainly clear skies. And yes, we are looking at wall-to-wall sunshine for our 4th of July, lower humidity and comfortable. And the other good news is the ocean is really warmed up in recent days. Low risk of rip currents as we go through our 4th of July. We'll break down the 4th of July forecast hour by hour and talk about some muggier, stormier days in that 7-day forecast. Charlie.
Thank you, Chris. The 4th of July kicks off tomorrow, Friday. And do you know it's been 11 years since the 4th of July fell on a Friday? According to the Delaware Department of Transportation, though, that year there were 172 crashes over the holiday weekend, 63 injuries, 4 deaths. The agency says it's a reminder for all to take extra caution as celebrations get ready to kick off.
It's all hands on deck in Ocean City. July 4th, of course, is one of the busiest times of the year for the resort town. Restaurants, hotels definitely have their hands full, but so will local law enforcement. Ocean City Police, Maryland State Police, and the Worcester County Sheriff's Office, they'll be out in full force, making sure OC is just as safe as it is fun.
Making a difference so that families can come to Ocean City and enjoy themselves and not have to deal with the criminals around them.
Maryland State Police will also have increased presence on major roads such as Route 50 and 90.
Heading back inland, Berlin, Maryland is starting 4th of July celebrations early with fireworks at sunrise. The event hosted by Sunrise Church off of Route 50 kicked off just a few minutes ago. All this talk brings us into our Coast TV poll. We want to know about your 4th of July plans.
Let's take a look at the updated results from last newscast, and it looks like 58% that's gone up say they're just going to stay home, though 12% say fireworks show and 25% say family cookout.
If you haven't voted yet, you still can at CoastTV.com, or you can use the Coast TV mobile app. Plus, you can leave comments there, and we'll show you results at Coast TV News at 11.
Laying down the law, the Ocean City Beach Patrol trying their best to let everyone know about new beach rules there in OC. According to the Beach Patrol, they've already talked to thousands of people. Coast TV News reporter Kevin Zappe is live in Ocean City. Kevin, people might be breaking rules and not even realize it.
Maddie, we went around with the Ocean City Beach Patrol captain today, who told us firsthand that a lot of people are not following these new rules. It's happening every day up and down the Ocean City beaches.
Has anybody talked to you about this tent today? Okay, these are now in violation of the city ordinance as of this year.
Coast TV got the opportunity to follow Captain Butch Arbin of the Ocean City Beach Patrol on his shift today, as he drives around looking for anyone breaking the new beach rules.
In the last 2 years, that's the newest, most popular design.
That's not allowed.
That's not allowed.
And there are a lot of them.
Talked to thousands of people. We've had thousands of contacts this season.
So what are these new rules?
Tents on the beach or canopies can't have anything outside the footprint of the tent, and you have to be separated by at least 3 feet.
There are also size restrictions. Nothing bigger than 10 feet by 10 feet, and you're not allowed to leave tents unattended before 10 a.m. When that happens, if owners are not around, the captain leaves a note, or in this case, a tag, part of an effort to stop people from taking a spot before they even go to the beach. And while local Joey Dowling likes the new rule,
they leave and other people are left out. They can't get the prime spot that they have come here for to enjoy.
Vacationer Brian Kubik thinks it's too restrictive.
Somebody who's just going to be here for a few hours and has their spot, and just let them do what they want.
According to Captain Arbin, everyone he's talked to has been understanding.
You don't have to do anything about it today. I'm just informing you and educating you, all right? But that's the new law, all right? Hey, thanks, no problem. Thank you. Yeah, no problem. Thanks.
What you just saw. That's how things are being handled right now. No fines yet, just getting the word out and setting expectations. Now, when these fines do come into place, they can range anywhere between $100 to $1,000. So if you do plan to come to the Ocean City beaches this summer, be sure you're aware of the rules. I'm Kevin Zapay, live in Ocean City, Coast TV News.
And we're just getting started this evening.
More music festivals coming to OC. The next one just announced.
And we're checking all the boxes as we head into the holidays. Sunshine, lower humidity, not really oppressive, and even a low risk of rip currents. We keep the sunshine in play through the weekend, but some storminess down the road. We'll talk about it coming up.
But first, a food truck serving up more than just great eats, but also inspiration. It's a great story. You're going to want to see it. It's just 60 seconds away.
This is Coast TV News at 6.
We don't get to choose what we're born into, but we do get to choose how we use those experiences. That's the mindset for one man in Sussex County, a businessman. As Coast TV's Emma Aiken shows us in today's Coastal Connections, he turns pain into positivity.
Cooking up cheesesteaks. It's a lifestyle for Gary Shirey, who owns Bub's Grub's food truck. But things used to be a lot different.
My dad went to jail for murder when I was 6 years old.
Dysfunctional is the word Shirey used to describe his childhood.
I thank God every day that I'm still alive. You know, the heroin epidemic is killing people.
Shirey struggled with a heroin addiction himself and ultimately ended up behind bars. That's where he says he hit rock bottom. But committed to breaking the cycle, Shirey vowed to give his kids a better childhood than he had. So, in 2019, he bought a food truck, and that was the start of Bub's Grubs.
So if I used to get high and spend all that money getting high, I could spend that money to feed kids.
Now he does, feeding communities not just cheesesteaks, but motivation. And he can proudly say he's someone his kids are proud of.
My son can go into school and say, my daddy owns this truck.
Shirey says his change started with taking accountability, and while he'll never forget his past.
And November 29th will be 9 years that I haven't had a needle in my arm. 9 years.
He's focused on feeding his future. For Coastal Connections, I'm Emma Aiken.
Plenty of sunshine on Delmarva for our Thursday after we were in the lower 80s yesterday with the rain, and most areas today were in the lower 90s. We're going to fall to around 87 by around 8 o'clock. A pretty nice evening, still on the muggy side as we await that cold front. The other good news heading into the holiday is those ocean temperatures. Check that out, mid to upper 70s, so that is going to be very nice and a low risk of rip currents. 90 degrees in Bethany Beach. We're at 89 in Willards, 87 Laurel, and 88 in Milford. Dew points right now mid to upper 60s, and they're going to continue to fall through the overnight. It's pretty dry right now. Can't rule out an isolated shower in northern Delmarva ahead of this cold front, but you can see where the primary activity is taking place. Plenty of severe thunderstorm warnings heading into New York City and pushing into Connecticut as this cold front slides southward, and we tap into some drier air as we head into the 4th of July. Clear skies overnight, falling into the upper 60s, 68 to Seaford, 69 Georgetown, a bit milder at the coast, falling into the lower 70s, and we're going to tap into some of that drier air, get into some comfy air as we head into the 4th of July, and then we go right back up into that tropical-like air through early next week. So you can see dew points tomorrow afternoon falling Upper 50s to lower 60s, looking very nice for any fireworks going off tomorrow night. And then we're going to see those comfortable dew points even into Saturday. But then as we go into Sunday, yeah, we're back into the lower 70s as far as those dew points are concerned. So feeling very tropical the second half of the weekend. Wall-to-wall sunshine for our Independence Day from the coast to the eastern shore with temperatures in the mid to upper 80s. And as I mentioned, looking very nice for those fireworks tomorrow evening. Comfortable. 81, can't guarantee there won't be any mosquitoes out, but we will see clear skies across the area. Temperatures tomorrow in the mid to upper 80s. By Saturday morning, some of the interior Delmarva could touch the upper 50s, so a cool start to our Saturday. But by the afternoon, plenty of sunshine. We're going to warm up into the upper 80s, and then we tap into that humidity as we go into Sunday and all. We also tap into an increase in precipitation, especially by Monday. Now, the National Hurricane Center monitor an area of low pressure that's going to be pushing off of Florida, then just off the Carolinas. Could see some development there, but we may tap into some of that moisture as we go into Monday, especially along the coast, southern Delmarva, but very tropical. That system's going to bring up quite a tropical air mass, and we're going to kind of lock into that tropical like air mass through most of next week. So we're at 67 overnight, mostly clear, 87 for our 4th of July with that lower humidity. Again, by early Saturday morning, some areas could be in the upper 50s away from the coast. A spectacular weekend overall as we stay pretty warm, right around 90 through Sunday, and then we introduce those thunderstorm chances Monday, Tuesday, right through Thursday, and feeling very tropical.
Thank you, Chris. $8 million will go into efforts to teach Delaware children to read. That's according to Governor Matt Meyer. The governor says the money is part of the state's new budget and comes after what Meyer is calling a statewide literacy crisis. A Delaware task force will look at car insurance. The task force's sponsor says it aims to lower insurance costs, improve how medical bills are handled after accidents, and help people and businesses save money. The resolution has passed the House and the Senate.
The Delmarva Sports Network from the Wawa Studios.
We've reached the penultimate episode of Season 3 of Into the Trenches. Last week's episode showed the Vikings' senior night loss to Dover, but Cape has one final shot at the postseason if it can pull off a win over St. George's. Could the Vikings punch their ticket to the DIAA state playoffs? Let's take a sneak peek into what episode 11 has in store.
On the next Into the Trenches.
Juniors and sophomores and freshmen that play. All right, you owe this group of seniors to play your very best. All right, our seniors have done a lot. All right, so pay them their due.
Whoever wins goes to the playoffs. So this is a home playoff game.
Into the Trenches, a new voyage on the Delmarva Sports Network and DSN Plus, sponsored by Preston Automotive.
And it's Thursday, which means we have more Maryland Supreme Summer League action. Catch another week of cross-state battles on DSN Plus right now. We'll also have the highlights of the action tonight on The Final Score at 10:30 p.m. And make sure to download the DSN app and subscribe to DSN Plus so you don't miss any of our summer sports coverage. That'll do it for sports. Have a great night, everyone.
In Ocean City, the Convention Center will be opening its doors to music from all decades. That's for the Rising Tides Festival on November 22nd. Artists popular from the 70s to 2000s, including Vanilla Ice and the Spinners, will take the stage in the day-long festival.
And we're going to see plenty of sunshine as we roll into the holiday weekend. Make sure you load up on that sunscreen, sunglasses, and a hat with the UV index at a 10. And we're going to see the high skeeter meter here over the next few days as well. Nancy Stapleford of Lewis, Delaware, you're the winner of our Paul Davis umbrella. And you can get your forecast anytime by dialing the First Alert Weather phone. And your 10-day forecast shows a spectacular 4th of July. We'll see humidity levels increase as we go into Sunday, and as well as thunderstorm chances by the time we get to the early part of next week.
All right, Chris, thank you, and thanks for joining us here for Coast TV News at 6.
For more news, more local weather, download our Coast TV News app.
The NBC Nightly News is up next.
And we'll see you later tonight for Coast TV News at 11. Have a great evening.